Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to be with you again today for the third in 5 sessions with the invitation and at the invitation of my good friend Tammy Belcher and the owner of Giant Leaps Occupational Therapy. I first met Tammy during my 21 years as an early childhood educator at Riverview Nursery School in Nyack. Tammy and I share a passion for equipping and empowering young children with the tools they need to be proficient and to be confident and successful as they live their lives, as they grow and develop, as we reach and teach the whole child. I love the idea of having a whole child to share with you today. This is my friend Grace. Hi, Grace. Grace and I are going to play in a few minutes, and we're going to read a book that Grace has chosen for us to read today. And we're going to show you what a great math girl Grace is. Grace, I'm going to have you sit down and wait a few minutes. She's a very patient friend. Patience means she can wait a few minutes. I now work with the Nyack Public School District and the capacity of Nyack Basics Coordinator. Basics is a national movement now. We're actually the only community in Rockland County where Basics is being presented, with the power and the support of our community and founding partners. You can go on nyackbasics.org to find out more about who we are in our community. There are several communities in Westchester, over to down to Manhattan and Harlem, and reaching all the way out to Oregon and Houston and Texas and all points in between where basics are happening, where basics are changing the lives of children from the time they're born. Basics are built upon and founded upon 5 principles. 5 principles for early childhood engagement from birth that lay the foundation for all future learning and development during the first 3 years of life, when 80% of brain development is taking place and is laid down. Those 5 principles are, and please count with me today, number 1, maximize love, manage stress. Number 2, talk, sing, and point. Number 3, that we'll be exploring further today, count, group, and compare. Number 4, explore through movement and play. That's for next week. And number 5 is read and discuss stories. I'd like to tell you about a special opportunity today as well for parents of children that are 0 to 3 years old. It's called Basics Insights Text Messaging. And this is an opportunity for you, parents of children 0 to 3 years old, to sign up for text messages twice a week, each of which is based upon one of the 5 basics principles. There's a fact that you'll receive each Monday about one or the other of the 5 principles, and then on Wednesday, generally, you will receive a hint of how to incorporate that basic into your daily routines, into your daily lives with your children who are 0 to 3 years old. Usually, again, Monday and Wednesday. This is a free service. The only charges that you will incur will be your regular text messaging charges and fees. This is the website that you can go on. Tammy will be placing this on the Giant Leaps page so that you can see exactly where to go for more information. Estos mensajes se van a ofrecer en inglés y español. These messages will be offered in English and Spanish. You can get full information on how to enroll, how to enlist in this service when you go on this website. And you'll get that website again posted on the Giant Leaps website and also on my page where you can get more information. You can also email me at lmarshall@nikeschools.org for more information and for assistance in signing up. This special introductory period is through the end of July. Thank you for checking that out. I think you'll really enjoy it, parents of children 0 to 3. Today we're focusing on basics principle number 3, count, group, and compare. These three actions together form early numeracy, help children understand that they are wired for math and that we can encourage them as math kids from the time they're born because their brains are ready to acquire math skills. Please take a few minutes also to check out the 5 videos that pertain to each of the 5 basics principles, which Tammy has also put up on the Giant Leaps Facebook page. And you can go on thebasics.org for more information as well. There's a great newly revised landing page there with a lot of information for parents and caregivers as well as organizations. I want to ask you a question about your math story, moms and dads and caregivers, because every adult has a math story. And the fact that some of us have really positive math stories and some of us, such as myself, have a more challenged math story really gives us the opportunity to think about our experience with math in our lives. I know many people who are math whizzes, people in my own family, people who I know and love well, people who are incredible mathematicians and math experts. And then there are folks that have struggled with math. A lot of that struggle has to do not with our competency, not with our ability to comprehend math, but with our level of confidence with math, doing math, and making math a part of our lives. So, moms and dads, you're all math people. You math moms and dads. The fact that you can present yourselves as capable, proficient doers of math to your babies and to your young children, you do math every single day in going to the store, in making purchases, in managing bank accounts, in counting money. All of the things that you do that are related to math are things that you can model math for your babies and your young children so that they see that you are math proficient. You are doers of math. You're math people. With babies and young children, we can make this a daily part of their lives, a regular part of their daily lives, because we can make math fun. We can make math pertinent to everything that happens. We can, from the time they're born, count their precious baby toes out loud to them. We can count their fingers. We can count how many eyes we have, how many hands we have, how many people in our family. We can play music, because music is based on math, rhythm, and composition is based on math. All of these things to make math fun, to bring math alive in the lives of our babies and our young children. When you're driving or walking places, you go a distance. So tell your babies and your children about some places are very close, they're very near to our homes, and some places are very far away. It takes us longer to get there. So that they get that understanding of spatial relationships, of distance. These are all opportunities for us to make math talk a part of what we do every day with our babies and our young children, and make it just a normal part of their thinking. When you're driving or you're walking, there's another opportunity to count things. Count cars when you're passing them. Count the number of stop signs or traffic lights. Making that a regular part of your conversation and of your interaction and your bonding with your babies and your young children. Sometimes you might not think they're listening, but they're always listening. They're always paying attention, and they're always learning. You can discover early numeracy and build early numeracy and early math confidence and competence because you're doing this while you're living life every single day. Don't forget that music is a super fun way to incorporate math as well. Again, that when we count to the beat, when we're clapping to the beat, we are doing math. Music is based on math. That's another really fun way to get some rhythm, to get some math talk into what we do every day. That's fun. Help discover the math girl and the math boy in every single one of our amazing, brilliant children. And hold on just a second. Yes? Oh, what's that, Grace? You want to know when we're going to play? We're going to play right now. Grace has been waiting so patiently to play and to read the book that she brought for us to read today. Grace is an amazing math girl, and she wanted to share this book with you today. This book is called Can You Count? Because math is about numbers. And the first level that we usually arrive at with regard to babies and young children in math is identifying numbers, is counting. Again, we talked about counting toes and counting fingers and counting the number of people in our families, counting how many doors there are in our homes, how many steps, all kinds of things. But numbers are really the first place that we start with teaching our children about math. In this book, what, Grace? Oh, you're right. This book does have lots of numbers in it. Let's see what this book says about math. Can you count? Look at this, Grace. What number is this? On page 1, it's the number 1. You're right. How many animals on page 1? 1. That means there's one of something. There's one animal on page 1. I'm going to turn the page, Grace. Number, what is that, Grace? Number 2, you are right. That's number 2. How many animals are on page 2? 1, 2, you are right. She's such a good counter. She's learned a lot about math. Oh, here's the number 3. You are right. 3 is a very curvy number. And how many animals are on page 3? 1, 2, 3. You are right, Grace. Grace, you are such a great math girl. She really is a very great math girl. Oh, here's the next page. What number is this, Grace? You're right, it's the number 4. How many animals? 1, 2, 3, 4. What? One of these animals is very big. Which one is very big? Yes, the hippopotamus is huge. That's a huge hippopotamus. Oh, you're right. There are 2 very tiny animals. Where are they? That one, yes. That's a very tiny possum. And what's this one? You are right. That's a very tiny hedgehog. That is such good observation, Grace. And we're going to stop on page 5. How many animals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 animals on page 5. You are so right, Grace. Thank you for sharing this book with us today, Grace. Grace also wanted to build today. She loves to work with blocks, and she loves to build with blocks. So we are going to use some of our blocks today, Grace. Here's one block. Here are 2 blocks. Oop. Here are 3 blocks. Whoa, timber! Let's try it again. Let's build it again. 1. Grace, you're right. This block is very long and red. This is a long, what? It's a rectangle? Grace, you're right. This is a rectangle. What color is this block? It's green, you're right. And what shape is this block? It's a square. Let's see if we can put the square on top of the rectangle. Look at that, our tower is getting bigger. What? This is a very tiny blue square. You are right, and this one is a big green square. Grace, look at this one. One more shape. This one is a tiny green circle. Let's see if we can balance that with timber. Grace, you are such a great builder and such a great math girl. Thank you so much for playing with us today. I think it's time to put our toys away. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody, do your share. Thank you, Grace, for helping clean up. She's such a good helper. And you could see what a great math girl she is. Grace loves to build with blocks. Blocks are shapes. Shapes and comparisons between size, between how heavy they are, between where they fit when children are playing and building with blocks. That is all math talk. That is all encouraging math development and growth in the lives of babies and young children. This is something that we can do every day, but we don't need to go out and buy blocks necessarily. It's great to have them at home. Does anybody have plasticware at home? A lot of us have plastic Rubbermaid containers or takeout containers, especially these days with some of the takeout that we've gotten into the habit of. I know I have. We can actually encourage math and numeracy in our young children's lives by allowing them to play with plastic containers, allowing them to match lids with the container that they go with, because matching is about math. And comparing shapes, comparing sizes of containers, that's all math with things we have at home. Do all of us do laundry? Yes, we do. As a mom of older children in their 20s, I will tell you, the younger you begin your children sorting laundry and helping you with that activity, the better it is for them, because that's a life skill too. But they can help you match socks. They can help you count how many socks, how many shirts, which socks are biggest, and those belong to mommy and daddy. Which socks are the smallest? Those belong to the baby in the family or the youngest in the family. All of that is math talk and math activity that encourages the growth of numeracy, early love of math play and math talk. I encourage you to make that a part of your lives on a daily basis so that your young children know that you know they are math boys, they are math girls. There's one person that I wanted to bring to your attention that kind of, her life was all about math. Her name was Katherine Johnson, and her life was portrayed in the story Hidden Figures. She was one of a group of amazing African-American women who were called human computers, because what they did in their heads with math was sometimes even better than what early computers were able to produce. Katherine Johnson, as a child, loved math. She lived math. She counted everything. She counted the number of steps leaving her house, going to her church. She counted how many utensils and how many plates she washed when she did the dishes and she helped around the house. Math was just something that she was a natural part of her life. Now, I'm not suggesting that every single child is going to be a mathematician and be called a human computer, but there are many of our babies and young children who have that capacity if we really build it and encourage it in their learning and their development. Katherine Johnson went on to be the person who reverse engineered the correct numbers for the first manned space flight by John Glenn. In fact, he was quoted as saying about Katherine Johnson, and I do quote, "Let the girl check the numbers. If she says the numbers are good, then I'm ready to go into space, in a rocket ship, in a space capsule." And they successfully brought him back to Earth because Katherine Johnson was a girl who loved math, and she grew into an amazing woman whose life you can read about and watch a movie that is based upon the reality of bringing math to life in the life of a young child. Every aspect of her life embodies something about what we're talking today, from the most simplistic form of what it is to be math moms and dads and to encourage our young children, our babies, from the time they're born to be math boys and math girls. Working for 21 years in early education and being able to bring that to life in the life of all the children that I've worked with, to be able to say, "Oh, you counted 1, 2, 3, and you have 3 blocks, that means 3 of something. To be able to connect those numbers that we see on a page and be able to say 3 means 3 of something means connecting, making that connection with cardinal numbers and what numbers really mean. That number means 3 of something. That's something that we can do every day. And actually, the more exchange we have, the more math talk from parents with our babies and young children, the more equipped they are and the more ready they are in early childhood education, not just kindergarten, way before kindergarten, to be competent and capable of being strong math girls and math boys. So I encourage you to find those opportunities every day to go back and forth with our children, to talk math, to do math talk with them, to help them to see how fun it is to count and to group and to compare and think about distance, think about size. When they're in the bathtub, you don't have to buy fancy bath toys. Give them cups that they can pour water out of and into another cup, and they feel that one cup is heavier and one cup is lighter. Just that back and forth of pouring water from one cup to another is math and science. It's discovery, it's development, and it's growth, and it encourages them to be competent math people. I really hope that you found count, group, and compare, those 3 ideas together to build early numeracy, early math competency in our babies and your children, to be fun, to be something that you can recognize, that you can do in your daily lives. That's fun and so rewarding. That as your children enter preschool, as they enter pre-K, and certainly by the time they enter kindergarten, that they will be seen as math boys and math girls because of the math talk that you talked to yourself, moms and dads, no matter what you think your competency level with math, but that you showed your sons and your daughters that you are math people, math moms and math dads, and that you built that and you engendered that and you encouraged that in the lives of your babies and your children. Todos podemos hacer matemáticas, podemos vivir matemáticas para nuestras familias. We can all do math. We can live math for our families. I hope that you will email me if you do have questions again. lmarshall@nineschools.org is my email address. I hope again that you will check out the sign-in information to sign up for Basics Insights text messages, that information that you'll find on the Giant Leaps Facebook page. And I hope that you will be able to join us again next week on Monday, when we will explore Basics Principle number 4, which is explore through movement and play. We are going to have so much fun next Monday, Kemi Belcher and I, exploring through movement and play here at Giant Leaps Occupational Therapy. Until then, I hope that you will stay safe, be well, that you will be loved, and that you will love well. Thank you so much for being with us today. See you soon.